We are witnessing the birth of perhaps the biggest political scandal in American history. I want to read this out loud because I want to make sure I get this right. I wrote this down. This is a scandal that involves the president, the attorney general, the FBI director, and the GOP Congress. What I'm talking about, folks, is this new Wall Street Journal report that just came out that says what we all already had known, that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and that he was told about it by his attorney general in order to avoid them being released. Now, I have reactions from the White House. I have reactions from Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie, Nancy Mace. I have reactions from Trump himself. This is a big story. It's not going away. It's only going to get worse. Let's get right into it. First off, here is a bit of the reporting. When Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files. The officials said many other high-profile figures were also named, Trump was told. Being mentioned in the records isn't a sign of wrongdoing. Okay. They told the president at the meeting that the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump. As a part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of our findings. This is a Bondi official, so they're actually admitting that Donald Trump is in these. They're not disproving this reporting. They're actually saying that this is right. And someone else said, Maxwell's lawyers, Ghislaine Maxwell, said, "We are grateful to President Trump for his commitment to uncovering the truth in this case," which to me sounds like we want Donald Trump to be happy. We're not going to say anything negative because we are hoping for a full pardon. And then I also do want to say that they said that this is another fake news story, just like the previous story by the Wall Street Journal. This is their communications director. But I have to say, you remember this maybe 10 days ago? Donald Trump said this, and he lied. He lied to all of us.
The review of the files, Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up.
Okay, so then he goes on to lie. But so he says no. Of course, what I just read, Bondi and her deputy informed the president of the meeting that his name was in the Epstein files. So he lied. And like I said, Pam Bondi's team knew about this reporting. The Wall Street Journal told them what was going to be reported. And they said, as part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. So Donald Trump just got thrown under the bus by his own attorney general. Now, why aren't these being released? Well, Kash Patel actually answered this a year ago.
It's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Yeah, because Donald Trump's on that list. That's why Pam Bondi and Kash Patel are not going to release it. Now, Nancy Mace has said this after hearing about the Epstein files and Donald Trump's being in them.
They need one Republican to vote for it. Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina just told me moments ago she plans to vote for this measure after getting some changes that she expects to get to redact the names of the victims here. But this is what she just told me moments ago, that she plans to vote in favor of this Democratic effort to subpoena for these files.
So I will amend the motion or do my own motion, and I've requested that the ranking member amend it, so we're negotiating that right now. I think it's very important. I will be supporting it, but it's very important that we protect victims.
You'll be supporting the motion.
For sure.
Baby, this is crazy. This is crazy because Nancy Mace, this is what's happening. Everyone hates Donald Trump. They fucking hate him. They hate him. And the reason why they're doing this is because this is the one thing his base will not believe him on. They want these goddamn files out, and they don't care who's in them. They want to know who's in them. And this is their way to be able to align themselves with the base and create a wedge between them and Donald Trump. And we're seeing that happen in real time. The fact that she's voting for these to be released with the Democrats means that she understands that Donald Trump has no power here. Now, other Republicans are just showing their full asses. Here's this influencer saying the Epstein files come tomorrow. Any living people on that list should be immediately jailed. And then he said, today, being in the Epstein files does not mean you're a pedophile. Oh, it doesn't mean you're a pedophile. Well, that's not what you said literally 3 months ago. Now, it turns out Elon Musk was right. I hate to say that, but it turns out he was right. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Now, of course, that blew up a huge bomb, and that's the reason why we've been talking about it still to this day. God, that happened on June 5th. We're still talking about it. And then Elon Musk said, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. And it did. And it pains me to say that the Elon Musk is right. Now, here is Marjorie Taylor Greene hearing for the first time about this.
I have no idea. Do you think Trump is concerned that he will be implicated somehow if it all comes out? I don't think so.
I think he's worried. Tim Walz, when hearing about this information, said very simply, I, for one, am shocked. I, for one, am not shocked. I mean, he's being funny, but I am not shocked. Midas Touch put up this meme of Men in Black, the eye thing that erases your memory, and said, what list? Yeah, they would love us to forget about this list. Now, interestingly, Pam Bondi canceled her appearance for a summit on human trafficking. I wonder why.
You have some news from the Attorney General's office.
I do. Being here with us today and having me. I do have a note from the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, that I wanted to share, which is the following. I'm sorry to miss all of my CPAC friends today, especially Matt and Mercy Schlapp, Senator Blackburn, and the wonderful team at the Tim Tebow Foundation. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a recently torn cornea, which is preventing me from being with you.
Yeah, it's not a torn cornea. It is the hellscape you've created for yourself in trying to defend Donald Trump. Now, the White House is not denying any of this. This is according to Jeff Mason, a reporter. He said, the White House is not denying that Donald Trump's name appears in the Epstein files, an official told him. That fact is included in briefing binders that have been shared with influencers, the officials said. That's crazy. They're like, there's nothing we can do about this. Now, Republican Thomas Massie said this about the Epstein issue, which is that it's just not going away. And I have to agree. It seems to be getting worse and worse.
Over the August recess. Well, I don't think this issue is going to go away. I think it's going to fester over the August recess. I also think it's sort of symbolic of why the American people gave Trump the White House and gave us majorities in the House and the Senate. Is because they believed for so many years their votes didn't matter, that there was a group of people that were untouchable because of their power or influence or money, and that the DOJ couldn't get to them, that no matter who they elected, nothing ever changed, and that Trump would come up here and disrupt that. So the Epstein thing is symbolic, and it encapsulates why people were so excited to vote for Trump. And it's so it's not going to go away over August. I think it'll get stronger, and we needed 7 legislative days for my bill to ripen. We only got 6 before the August recess. So as soon as we come back, I'm going to collect signatures.
Yeah, this isn't going away in Thomas Massie. A Republican is going to make sure of it. And I'm just going to quote Midas Touch here, who had a great summation. The Trump regime and the Republican Party are neck deep in what could be the biggest political scandal in American history, the biggest cover-up scandal in American history, one that ties Donald Trump directly to the world's most infamous pedophile and sex trafficker. Yep. And we're going to be following it every step along the way until we have justice. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like. If you want to follow the story, please do subscribe, and I'll see you next time.